Hello everyone, I am Christopher, and yesterday we were talking about how someone knows if they have indeed received the Holy Spirit, or how they can confirm if they have received it. So yesterday I told you my testimony about it, but today we're going to be looking at Acts chapter 22, which talks about Paul's testimony to receiving the Holy Spirit. So we're going to be looking at Acts chapter 22, verse 11. Paul's testimony to having had an encounter with God and received the Holy Spirit. So Acts chapter 22 verse 11 says, "And when I could not see for the glory of that light, being led by the hand of them that were with me, I came into Damascus. And one Ananias, a devout man, according to the law, having a good report of all the Jews which dwelt there, came unto me and stood and said unto me, Brother Saul, receive thy sight." So that is the spiritual awakening. That is receiving thy sight, opening the eyes of the blind that Jesus was doing. And the same hour I looked up upon him, and he said, "The Lord of our fathers hath chosen thee, and thou shalt know his will, and see the just one, and should hear the voice of his mouth. For thou shalt be his witness unto all men of what thou hast seen and heard. And now why tarriest thou? Arise and be baptized and wash away thy sins, calling on the name of the Lord." And it came to pass that when I come again to Jerusalem, even while I prayed in the temple, I was in a trance. So there in the testimony of Paul, he was in a trance. And it's very similar to my experience when I received the Holy Spirit. So yesterday I talked about receiving the light, seeing the glory of God. So the glory of God is the Holy Spirit. It is that light. It is that spiritual resurrection of the Spirit of Jesus, which is Christ. So whenever you receive the Holy Spirit, you are now a witness of that spiritual resurrection, because you see that light, that God arose from the dead and gave glory. So the glory of God, because remember, God is a spirit. So the glory of God is that resurrection of the Spirit of Jesus. So now you are a witness. Now you can become a witness of that resurrection and see the glory of God. And now you are a witness, and now you have a testimony which you can now tell other people. Like, do you want to have this experience? And then pray for them, intercede for them, so that they are able to have this encounter and experience with God. But whenever you receive the Holy Spirit, it's not just, you're done and that's it. No, you are a witness to something spiritual. You have a spiritual encounter. You have a spiritual testimony that you can just now go and tell others. So that's Paul's testimony, Paul's account to the story of having had an encounter and having received the Holy Spirit. And now Jesus Christ told him to go and give his testimony to the resurrection of the Spirit of Christ.